Some people like what you do. Some people hate what you do. But most people simply don't give a damn. The crowd is the gathering place of the weakest. True creation is a solitary act. Beware of those who seek constant crowds. They are nothing alone. The problem with the world is that the intelligent people are full of doubts, while the stupid ones are full of confidence. If you have the ability to love yourself first. Success is always dangerous. It can make an asshole out of anybody. Too often the people complain that they have done nothing with their lives. And then they wait for somebody to tell them that this isn't so. We don't even ask for happiness, just a little less pain. Sometimes you climb out of bed in the morning, and you think, I'm not going to make it. But you laugh inside, remembering all the times you felt that way. Wherever the crowd goes, run in the other direction. They're always wrong. If you're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. We are here to laugh at the odds and live our lives so well that death will tremble to take us. What matters most is how well you walk through the fire. Beauty is nothing, beauty won't stay. You don't know how lucky you are to be ugly, because if people like you, you know it's for something else. I don't hate people. I just feel better when they're not around. People are strange. They are constantly angered by trivial things. But on a major matter like totally wasting their lives, they hardly seem to notice. Your ambition is handicapped by laziness. Nobody can save you but yourself, and you're worth saving. It's a war not easily won. But if anything is worth winning, then this is it. The less you need, the better you feel. There is always one woman to save you from another. And as that woman saves you, she makes ready to destroy. Of course, it's possible to love a human being if you don't know them too well. There is nothing that teaches you more than regrouping after failure and moving on. Bad taste makes more millionaires than good taste. We're all going to die, all of us. What a circus. That alone should make us love each other. But it doesn't. You have to die a few times before you can really live. Simplicity is always the secret to a profound truth. To doing things, to writing, to painting. Life is profound in its simplicity. Find what you love and let it kill you. There are only two things wrong with money: too much or too little. Can you remember who you were before the world told you who you should be? Sleeping in the lion's den doesn't make you a lion. Things get bad for all of us almost continually. And what we do under the constant stress reveals who or what we are. Real loneliness is not necessarily limited to when you are alone. If something burns your soul with purpose and desire, it's your duty to be reduced to ashes by it. Any other form of existence will be yet another dull book in the library of life. There are worse things than being alone. But it often takes decades to realize this. And most often, when you do, it's too late. And there's nothing worse than too late. If a woman lacks sex for a long time, soon she will begin to understand that she wants more than just physical contact. She longs for an emotional bond that vibrates in harmony with her heartbeats. Genius might be the ability to say a profound thing in a simple way. Why do women always need the husbands of other women? And why do horse thieves always prefer a tamed horse to a wild one? The only time most people think about injustice is when it happens to them. Love is a form of prejudice. You love what you need. You love what makes you feel good. You love what is convenient. We are like flowers that never took the chance to bloom when we should have. And it's as if life has grown tired of waiting for us. To truly make a difference in the world, start by helping one person at a time. Anything more grandiose than this is either overly idealistic or politically motivated. Love is like a serious illness, an illness from which you never entirely recover. Nothing is worse than to finish a good shit, then reach over and find the toilet paper container empty. Even the most horrible human being on earth deserves to wipe his ass. If you're losing your soul and you know it, then you've still got a soul left to lose. Everywhere man blames nature and fate. Yet his fate is mostly but the echo of his character and passion, his mistakes and his weaknesses. Steel your sensibilities, so that life shall hurt you as little as possible. Strong minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events. Weak minds discuss people. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. Be silent, or let thy words be worth more than silence. By all means marry. If you get a good wife, you'll be happy. If you get a bad one, you'll become a philosopher. Thou shouldest eat to live, not live to eat. Smart people learn from everything and everyone. Average people from their experiences. Stupid people already have the answers. We have two lives, and the second begins when we realize we only have one. Small-minded people blame others. Average people blame themselves. The wise see all blame as foolishness. Circumstances don't make the man. They only reveal him to himself. Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. Whatever they think of you, do what you think is fair. Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for. None can be free who is a slave to and ruled by his passions. The oldest, shortest words, yes and no, are those which require the most thought. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow, even if that someone is yourself. Reality is created by the mind. We can change our reality by changing our mind. Employ your time in improving yourself by other men's writings, so that you shall gain easily what others have labored hard for. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power or our will. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. A man is never as big as when he is on his knees to help a child. If you do not take an interest in the affairs of your government, then you are doomed to live under the rule of fools. He is richest who is content with the least, for content is the wealth of nature. Rest satisfied with doing well, and leave others to talk of you as they please. Mankind is made of two kinds of people: wise people who know their fools, and fools who think they are wise. A wise man speaks because he has something to say. A fool because he has to say something. In old age we all regret not having killed. Laziness in ourselves. Be careful whom you associate with. It is human to imitate the habits of those with whom we interact. We inadvertently adopt their interests, their opinions, their values, and their habit of interpreting events. Do not marry after 40, because marriage is not provided by nature. A confident person avoids two things in life: idle gossip and petty conflicts, choosing instead to cultivate understanding and foster harmony. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is the victory over self. The first rule is to keep an untroubled spirit. The second is to look things in the face and know them for what they are. We love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own. Boastful speeches are the first sign of weakness, and those who are capable of great things keep their mouth shut. Someone despises me, that's their problem. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. The things hardest to bear are sweetest to remember. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. We should not, like sheep, follow the herd of creatures in front of us, making our way where others go, not where we ought to go. A man who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary. It is not by muscle speed or physical dexterity that great things are achieved, but by reflection, force of character and judgment. Your enemies can kill you, but only your friends can hurt you. Get busy with life's purpose. Toss aside empty hopes. Get active in your own rescue. It is endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining. The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. No person hands out their money to passers-by, but to how many do each of us hand out our lives? We're tight-fisted with property and money, yet think too little of wasting time. The one thing about which we should all be the toughest misers. Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power. Be wary of the man who urges an action in which he himself incurs no risk. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present and fear the future. Life, if well lived, is long enough. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Stop allowing your mind to be a slave, to be jerked about by selfish impulses, to kick against fate in the present, and to mistrust the future. Ask yourself at every movement, is this necessary? It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Our plans are scary because they have no aim. When a man does not know what harbor he is making, for no wind is the favorable wind. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. When you rise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love. Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. No man can escape his destiny, the next inquiry being how he may best live the time that he has to live. You are lonely not because no one needs you, but because you care about who is next to you. If you like being alone, it's a sign that you have inner strength and independent thinking. A man who likes being alone has more ability to appreciate moments of solitude, to enjoy the simplicity of life. The more honest men are, the less he suspects others of dishonesty. A lost soul always presupposes the lowest motives for noble deeds. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. No evil propensity of the human heart is so powerful that it may not be subdued by discipline. There is never any need to get worked up or to trouble your soul about things you can't control. These things are not asking to be judged by you. Leave them alone. The bravest sight in the world is to see a great man struggling against adversity. Do every act of your life as though it were the very last act of your life. Silence is a lesson learned through life's many sufferings. True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future. The mind that is anxious about the future is miserable. Ignorance is the cause of fear. Never discuss money with people who have much more or much less than you. Buy not what you need, but what is necessary. Don't use time or words carelessly. Neither can be retrieved. Be brave even if you're not pretend to be. No one can tell the difference. Remember that poverty does not come by diminishing wealth, but by multiplying desires. Save your children's tears, so they can shed them on your grave. In a loved one, either correct devices or endure them. If you fix it, your partner will be better. And if you endure it, you will be better yourself. Always remember that the biggest waste you can make is a waste of time. Lead a moderate and sober life. If you wish to be independent, smile a lot. It costs nothing and is beyond price. What you yourself will do for your parents, expect the same from your children. Love a friend, remembering that he can become an enemy. And hate an enemy, remembering he can become a friend. Don't spread yourself too thin. Learn to say no politely and quickly. Do not be contentious and quarrelsome, for such people never get out of a beggarly state. Remember that a successful marriage depends on two things. 1. Find the right person, and 2. Be the right person. Be careful with a joke, you may be misunderstood. Don't laugh at old age, you are coming closer to it. Do not bask in the presence or strangers with your wife. Do not quarrel. The first is the sign of stupidity. The second is the sign of rage. Live as you can if you cannot live as you want. If you intend to consult someone about your problems, look first at how this person manages his own problems. Let the person speak freely, if you want to hear the truth. The patient should not hide his illness from the doctor, and the poor man covers his poverty in front of his friends. Discipline yourself to save money. It's essential to success. Take care of your reputation. It's your most valuable asset. No matter how much you want, but the more you have, the more people will envy you. Do nothing for money, let profit take care of profit. Judge your success by the degree that you're enjoying peace, health and love. If there is still something to be done, then consider that nothing has been done yet. Do not slander your neighbor, so you won't hear something that yourself will not rejoice at. While getting ready to do something, never talk about it. If you fail, people will laugh. Be happy with what you have, but strive for the best. If something goes wrong, do the opposite. Don't forget that very often. The best medicine is to live on without it. Never underestimate your power to change yourself. And never overestimate your power to change others. You won't find the love that your parents had for you anywhere. If you can't change the way you live, no one and nothing can help you. If you want a woman to keep loving yourself, try to install in her the idea that you are in awe of her beauty. As we put life on hold, it passes. Don't reach out to a person, or you will scare him away. Make it so that the one you want to attract will reach out to you. In life, hide your misfortune, lest you make your enemies happy. One should not pursue victory if the benefits it brings are to be gained by means of loneliness and crime. Be smart, choose a woman who will be grateful for it. Be smart, choose a woman who didn't have a man for long. She has found harmony in herself. Two kings in youth education should be avoided. Too much austerity and too much sweetness. You don't have to rush into marriage before you're 30. But you don't have to delay after you're 30 either. Get up from the table slightly hungry, and you will always be healthy. Don't choose as your friend the one who does not live in harmony with his wife. Do not answer a fool by his folly, lest you become like him. Take it by persuasion, not by force.